Once again, like I always say, real shit, and you're down with the real shit, like and subscribe. Yo, man, I just wanted to touch on this recent incident that then went down with BlueFace and his girl Chrisean and her family. Man, it's really crazy. People need to start speaking out about all this dysfunction that keeps showing black people in a negative light. In the sense of it's being shown like entertainment, man. It's really crazy. It's like this dysfunction that goes on predominantly in the hood where black people and you got to also mention it goes down with Latinos too and stuff like that. But when we're addressing black people in a black situation, that's what people are sticking on as far as the topic goes and stuff like that. Stand on topic of that. So stop trying to deviate, talking about, but they do this, but what about that? But you ain't talking about that. Why would you talk about another race, ethnic group, or religion that you don't subscribe to when you don't know anything about that? You're going to address your people. So see, that's a way to deviate away from responsibility and accountability. You know what I'm saying? And that's a shame that a lot of black people always be doing that mess. That's why the kids don't grow up and learn how to be functional, because the older generation don't want to take responsibility for what they have done themselves, to where they're passing that on to the kids to further that dysfunction and stuff like that. So looking at drama and violence and craziness and madness and all this scandalous behavior and nature, and then turn it into a form of entertainment. How do you think they even turned that into a form of entertainment? Because in the hood, that was a thing that, look, man, they got us like under a microscope. They study us. They study our behavior. They've been doing that for ever since we've been in this country, to know how to basically manipulate and control us for the betterment of them, to suppress us from different things that they fear and do not want. And we play right into the hands of that constantly. That's why, if somebody's conscious, and basically trying to get you to be rational and, not just act out in violence, not just love drama, learn to act with dignity and have self-respect and respect for others. They want us to look like savages. They want to depict us like that. So they do that. They make it seem like, okay, see, if y'all do that, what do? They incentivize you to basically want to carry on that behavior by giving you money, by giving you a platform, by giving you fame, by, that's the reason why the prevalency of how gangster rap and now drill music, why it became like it is, or going back to even with gangster rap, how it was, is because but you're doing all this violent stuff, you're saying all this crazy stuff, but you're getting paid for it. And they show you these guys who doing this, and just like the with the cars, the houses, the jewelry, even though they don't even own all that damn stuff. It's false perception. Just like with the women. Why do all the female rappers have to twerk? Why you are more so? Most female rappers are more so known for getting out there wearing thongs up the crack of their ass, booty shorts, butt cheeks hanging out, sitting up there showing their breasts, exposing a lot of cleavage, and got all kind of dumb butterfly eyelashes, long talon like hawk and eagle claw fingernails, and they're all painted different fucking flamboyant colors just to draw attention and stuff, but you look ridiculous. All of y'all are out there looking like Tammy Faye Baker was and stuff. And if y'all don't know who Tammy Faye Baker was, Google her, look her up. She was the wife of the preacher, the pastor, who was that? Jim Baker and stuff. She was always known for wearing that over the top, makeup and stuff like that. That's how y'all look, ridiculous like clowns and stuff like that. But all that stuff is applauded and it's like they feeding the black community poison and stuff mentally. It's like a mental poison and stuff like that to destroy you systematically, like from your brain, just always acting on being dysfunctional and stuff. It's going to lead to death. It's going to lead to violence. It's going to lead to incarceration. It's going to lead to poverty, a loss of jobs, loss of wages, loss of money, all this stuff. So the whole thing about this with BlueFace and his woman, Chrisean, thank God they don't have any kids. This is just purely awful. You know what I'm saying? It is really purely awful that this is put on display as a form of entertainment, and, you know, because it's teaching kids wrong. You know what I'm saying? It's sustaining a false narrative that all of us as black people are like this. And then you see when, you know, BlueFace had to fight with, and then I don't even really necessarily know if that was really staged. Some people question that. But at the same time, you know, it's like he's out here fighting the dad snuffing him, he's not looking. You got all the belligerent ass females in Chrisean's family, they all out there yelling and screaming and going blah blah blah, yeah, you don't put your hands on a woman and this that. He's like asking the question, because what he's saying is y'all must know, or it is a known thing, that she puts her hands on me too. So he asked the father, he said, did you teach her to put her hands on men? You know what I'm saying? Because that he's saying that needs to be addressed too. All y'all doing is yelling at me. You can't just necessarily, if y'all know she's violent, why are you guys confronting me as though I put my hands on her or done stuff to her unnecessarily, unprovoked, and it's beyond all imagination of why I react the way I react towards her when y'all already know what kind of person that she is. This is a constant thing that goes on in the black community. Let's not say black community. That is, I can see how some people don't like that. This is what goes on in the hood mentality, raised black people, dysfunctional hood mentality, raised black people who look at that as being black culture. They are basically what's being promoted by people outside of the black people and black people themselves is that the culture is dysfunctional. That's what is marketed. That black culture is dysfunctional culture. These are volatile, hostile people who are operating with a hair trigger mentality, prone to just enact violence at the drop of a hat over the littlest things. And this is why, so therefore they're depicting us as wild animals. That's what it is. And then black people absorb this, and then they look at it as, yeah, that's how we bad, mother. You know what? We'll do this. We can, that's right. I'm black. I'm this. You know what I'm saying? To be black means that you supposed to look at me as a crazy lunatic that might kill you. You know what I'm saying? If you say the wrong thing to me. You know what I'm saying? You step in my shoe, that could be the last day you won't be breathing on earth. And that's accepted as normal. You know what I'm saying? So just like when you see rappers, it's like our Method Man was talking about how he hates the fact that the things that go on with rappers is blamed on the hip-hop culture. Hip-hop culture is not the reason why all these dudes be sitting up here, rappers shooting each other, or confronting each other, or doing the stuff they do. That's just stuff that happens in the hood. What happened is the music industry allowed that street mentality and those dudes who, you know what I'm saying, they really should do just like how the police departments and how a lot of major league sports franchises started doing like psychological evaluations on these guys before they even come into our league. Because why? We don't want anybody messing up our league. You don't want anybody who's prone to violence. You don't want nobody who has this background of this jail record of rolling around with criminals and committing criminal activities, because those guys possibly might bring that type of nature and behavior in our league, and it's going to disrupt stuff and make the league look bad, because it looks like you're supporting that behavior by letting these guys earn a living, basically putting that on display. That is what the music industry started allowing these rappers to do. They don't care, because as long as it is projected towards black people and stuff, and it's not projected towards white people, it is okay. They look at it as, you're killing your own people. You're not killing us. And if that's what you guys want to do, fine. We'll profit off of it. It ain't got nothing to do with us. We're not telling you to do it and stuff like that. That's just what they choose to do. Who am I to tell somebody that they can't earn a living? That's how they try to like present that so say like it ain't our fault. We're making money off it, but this is what these guys are gonna talk about. But I guess it's like people saying, why don't anybody mentor these dudes and say, hey man, do you really think that's cool to make songs talking about that stuff? And then you got a whole album where you talk. No, drama sells, violence even sells, and they know that. Their only concern is to make sure that you projecting this towards black people. So if you say, hey, on every record, I'm gonna kill an N-word, F this N-word, I got a gun ready for this N-word, F this black N-word yacht, I'm gonna fuck this biatch, this black biatch, I'm gonna do this to her, I'm gonna, as long as you keep it like that, they don't care. And that's just but when we don't have the conscious mindset to say, wait a minute, what the fuck are we doing? What are we doing to each other? What are we doing to ourselves? Oh, well, nah, fuck that, because you know why? It's all about the money. That's what it, and we have a thing where I will say, I through the course of years that I've ever seen the former sportscaster, sports announcer, or whatever, Jason Whitlock speak, a lot of his conservative views, you know what I'm saying, I did not necessarily agree with. But the one thing that you have to agree with, Jason Whitlock does say, when he talks about the difference between a secular worldview and a biblical worldview, there's relevance to what's actually going on in society that he's talking about. You know, black people who used to be these real, see, you understand, we used to be it used to be more in our culture. That's grandma and great grandma and them from back in the past. That was all into the Bible, saying, hey, you know, you have to read the Bible, you know what I'm saying, live your life according to the word of God, you know what I'm saying, take God with you, put it in God's hand. That was them. After the 80s and the crack era and all that stuff, that all died down. That got suppressed. Everybody wanted to be gangsters, drug dealers. Everybody was all into the money, materialism. That's what got fed to, you know, low-level thinking black people. You will be somebody with class if you got, you know, Gucci on, Fendi on, Louis Vuitton on, if you got a Cadillac Escalade, Mercedes-Benz, if you just got a pocket full of money all time, that was pushed. That ideology was the prosperous good man, the man who had all these material things and money and stuff like that. That's why women will, like they say, if you are a dude who has means, a lot of money, material things, big houses, this and that, that'll make you handsome. No matter how unattractive, naturally women probably would think you are, because of the mindset that says materialism, superficial type perspectives of understanding is what's right. So it's what you got and what I can use you for to provide for me. That's the most important. Not what your true character is, not how you respect yourself, not how you respect others, and you know how you think about life and stuff. That's not what is attractive to most of the people that come from this type of environment. Same thing with the men. You are looking at who has the largest breast, who has the largest butt. And that's it. And as long as she, and if she look kind of pretty or something like that, and basically how, you know, we all know what it is. Basically, if you look effable, you know what I'm saying? You just have to look effable. If you look effable, you cool. The guy's not focused on, does she have any kind of down-to-earth rationality about herself? How was she raised? Does she have a father in her life? Does she even understand what her place is supposed to be as being a woman? Does she know how to respect a man and how to act and stuff? Is she bringing chaos to my life, or is she bringing something to my house, my life that's going to enhance who I am as a person, add some kind of substance or something like that? That's what you need to be looking at. That's why, like, it's crazy. Some people will look at a guy and he might have a woman that's not so attractive. Maybe she is a little bit big. And people will look and say, why in the hell is you with, let's say he's a fairly decent looking guy. But they will look and say, why in the hell is you with, man, you could be with a dime. Wait a minute. Hold on, dude. You got this good job and you do, what the hell you doing? Because those dudes value substance. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you're supposed to go out there and purposely find somebody who would be considered universally unattractive, because that doesn't work anymore. It used to. Like some people have said, there was a time when the big girl would humble herself, you know, because why? She had more of an understanding that she knew that from a physical aspect, It was going to be harder for her to attain men than a woman who was generally considered attractive or pretty. So she behaved differently. But that was back in the day. Now